Am I the asshole for kicking my sister out of my wedding? I recently got married to my wonderful husband. It was a small wedding with just our family and closest friends. My husband and I both love space, so we decided to have a space-themed wedding. We had star decorations, a galaxy marble cake, and fairy lights. I even wore a tux with little white stars. My sister was invited to be the ring bearer as she and I are very close. However, when she showed up at the wedding, she was wearing a Halloween costume of Saturn. She was literally dressed up like the planet. We made it very clear in our invitations that this wedding was strictly formal. My sister and I joke around a lot, so I laughed about it and asked her to get ready as the wedding was starting soon. But she fully planned to bring us the rings in her Halloween costume. She refused to change into a serious outfit, saying that our family would find it funny because Saturn has rings and she's the ring bearer. This was the most important day of my life, and I expected her to take it seriously, even though we often joke around. So I told her she could change or she could leave. She called me overdramatic and left. Am I the asshole? Her idea sounds hilarious, but yeah, I agree, not the asshole. There are many days for her to be punny. This will not be one of them. Not the asshole. She called you overdramatic but chose to leave her brother's wedding rather than get dressed. Not the asshole. I do think her showing up like that as the ring bearer is funny, but when you asked her to change and she refused outright, that's when she was crossing the line. Not the asshole. Even if it started totally innocent on her part, she should have offered to change when her mistake became apparent. LPT, whenever you wear a costume, always bring a set of normal backup clothes. There are so many reasons why you might want to change. Not the asshole. She should have come dressed as Uranus because obviously she's an ass. Not the asshole and would love to see a pic or two of the decorations. Not the asshole. My wife and I started dating in 2006, way before gay marriage was legalized. In 2015, when the law finally passed, I made an announcement that we would be having our wedding in September. Someone whom I thought was a friend posted under my announcement that he would only be showing up in a blow-up sumo wrestler outfit and no one could change his mind. So I told him not to bother showing up because, unlike him, I had to wait several years to legally get married. My other friends tore him a new asshole. Not the asshole again, some people just don't have any brains. Not the asshole. Her joke didn't work and she didn't back down gracefully after you refused. As a woman married to a woman, we found that our wedding, which took place within a month of a straight sibling's wedding, was received very differently by some of our attendees than a straight wedding. Ours was taken less seriously and as cute rather than what it was, lifelong commitment. It may not be the case here, but wanted to point out that people can find ways to communicate other messages by how they act at your wedding. This would not feel good to me at all. Edited to add not the asshole. Not the asshole. You specifically stated formal event on the invite. While I think is a funny idea, weddings aren't usually a good format for your comedy routine. Okay, the initial showing up, talking to you like that, super funny. But for a formal wedding, to even consider actually considering to be dressed like Ty, for a formal event, hell no. I find it ironic, she called you dramatic yet she was the one who left instead of changing. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It's your wedding, she's not supposed to be drawing more attention than the wedding couple. Not the asshole. She showed a lack of respect for the occasion. It's a wedding, not a costume contest or prank show. Not the asshole. She accused you of being dramatic during her dramatic exit. Why would she think her choice is more important than yours on your wedding day? She was being selfish by not planning on, and then refusing to change. Not the asshole. Your sister was trying to be the center of attention, when all attention should be focused on you and your husband. It was not her wedding, you were not a groomzilla, she has a choice, she decided to leave. Not the asshole. It's your day and you even made the guests aware of the dress code. She should have worn it as a joke and had her real dress on her in case you said no, which she did. Not the asshole. She called you over-dramatic but chose to leave her brother's wedding rather than get dressed. Even if it started totally innocent on her part, she should have offered to change when her mistake became apparent. Whenever you wear a costume, always bring a set of normal backup clothes. There are so many reasons why you might want to change. Not the asshole. There are plenty of ways she could have incorporated satin into a formal wedding-appropriate outfit, jewelry, or having the rings in a satin-shaped box. Not the asshole. And your sister has a planet-sized case of main character syndrome. God no, she doesn't get to do that. You don't get to be the punchline of a funny joke on your way down the aisle of a formal wedding when the groom tells you no. Not the asshole. And oh dear, I was so delighted to hear about your space-themed wedding. It sounded awesome, and then when I got to what your sister wore, my heart sank for you. I'm sorry she couldn't see how inappropriate that was. Congratulations on your wedding. I hope you have a long and happy marriage. It's really a shame that she didn't speak to you about this ahead of time, because her idea is genuinely very clever, and it could have been worked into the ceremony. Her outfit in a classy way, instead she ended up wearing. Not the asshole. And I'm sorry she felt her joke was more important to her than your wedding. Not the asshole. Your sister tried to turn your wedding into a joke. Maybe she was just misguided rather than malicious, but the end result is the same. Not the asshole. She's stupid and wanted to ruin your wedding by making you all a butt if the joke. Not the asshole, but a 32-year-old as the ring bearer. And no, I don't hate the idea, it's actually pretty creative. I wasn't expecting the satin costume. I love the humor, but she needed to have a proper outfit to change into, or even pulled the costume joke for the reception. Now that I think about it, maybe at the rehearsal dinner before the wedding IDK. That's such a meh joke. But more importantly, she didn't discuss with you beforehand, and even worse, made that a hill to die on. Not the asshole. Your sister is being insensitive and unreasonable. Not the asshole. It was a funny idea to tell as a joke or to show in before the actual event, but insisting to go through with it after you refused was not okay. I would love an update, as I hope she'll apologize to you for leaving and putting her bruised ego over your special day. When she refused to change, then she became attention-seeking and made it about her. Funny to turn up like that, but not to actually wear during the ceremony. Not remotely funny, but tacky, and it would make it less serious. The decisions on what the wedding party wear are yours. Not the asshole. As a good joke to watch your face, it would have been priceless. She just wanted to make fun of your wedding and be remembered as the star. She was only a planet of what was your day. Nta. It's your big and she was trying to mock it. That's not right. She wanted the attention on her and not you too. Not the asshole. What your sister did was not funny, it was disrespectful. She was making a joke on your wedding day. She refused to change her clothes. Is she just clueless? How can she think that outfit would be okay to wear for the wedding? You did the right thing. Showing up to a wedding in a Halloween costume is just tacky. Not the asshole. Funny idea, but you asked her to change and she ignored you. You did the right thing. Hey man, me and my sister get along, but I am fully aware she lacks any kind of sense of humor. I feel for you. And not the asshole. Not the asshole. Def seems like she's trying to take some spotlight off you. Until your wedding, your choice. Even if the two of you joke around, you made it clear you were not on with it, and she should have respected your wishes. Not the asshole. She was making your wedding a joke. It would have been fine if she turned up early in the costume, had a couple of joke pictures, then got changed for the serious part of the wedding, but not to turn your actual wedding into a joke, no matter how funny anyone else may have found it. Not the asshole. Your sister was right. It was funny, you laughed. But as soon as she refused to change after you asked her and ignore the dress code, she became TA. I must admit, the idea and the costume are funny. But maybe she could have been smarter about it and do a more discreet allusion to Saturn. I agreed you're not the asshole because after all it's your wedding. That would have been funny, if she had discussed it with you first or had accepted your first no. If the bride is not up for a surprise gag on her wedding day, you cancel the gag. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Sounds like she needed space. Not the asshole. You should have told her that it had been more fitting if she had dressed up as Uranus, as she is clearly